Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape,
vinyl tape, carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneur Enclave, Life's Coming Attraction. I am your host, Kevin Wortham. We are just getting into or just beginning to start think about football, and I got on this wonderful young lady, Latanya, who's going to tell us everything we know or need to know about NFL and the football game itself. Latanya, welcome to the platform.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. Thank you.
All right,
yes.
let's stay excited. So first of all, we want to give a shout out to Keisha, because Keisha and I went to school together. She heard me do some other episodes, and she thought that you would be good for the podcast. So Keisha, shout out to you. So thank you. Let's get started. So let's start at the beginning and then go to the front. All right.
Okay. Let's go.
So the beginning to me is the end. Where is your son currently?
Currently, he is waiting on that call.
Okay.
See where he's going to go.
Okay,
next move.
But he formerly was with the Philadelphia Eagles, correct?
He's with the Super Bowl champion. Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all we need to know. We're not going to mention any names. Now let's start off at the beginning. How did you become a mom that was working to inspire other young men and inspiring your son to become an NFL great?
Well, inspiration comes from within.
Yes.
They learn by what they see.
Yes.
They see that their parents are working hard and doing what they need to do to get to where they need to be in their career is what your child is going to do.
Yes.
We implemented that. We shown that through our work ethic, myself and his dad.
Yes.
So it came basically naturally.
Yes.
Sports is just in our blood. Myself, his dad. It's natural in our family. So when it came to football, I made sure that they were involved in any and every activity that there was to be.
Yes.
My thought process was he was going to be a basketball player, but he wasn't tall enough.
Okay.
He wasn't tall enough. So, but he was good, very good. But as time went on, we went through all the sports. We went through soccer, we went to baseball, but he flourished in football.
Yes.
Both of my sons flourished in football, and they loved it. I mean, actually loved it. It wasn't an easy task, by no means. When he started out, if I can remember correctly, he had to be about 5, and my oldest son was 7.
Yes.
We took him out to the field. It was a midget football. We watched, and they said he wanted to play.
Yes.
I'm glad I had the opportunity to allow them to play because they wanted to do it. It gave them discipline. It gave them being able to work as a team. But as a parent on the sideline looking in, you're looking like, don't nobody be hitting my baby that hard. What's wrong with you? What kind of game is this?
Yeah.
Like, I was ready to go fuss with the coach. Like, you gonna let them hit my child like that? But it was part of the game. Like, I'm like, oh my God. Now, mind you, we, growing up, being a tomboy, I could say,
Yes.
playing football, his dad playing basketball, whatever. I like sports,
Yes.
track and all that good stuff. So it was in them to do this. But when I watched him play, it was like a joy
Yes.
playing. We would count down as time went on, years went on. We would get so, hyped about football season being around the corner. Like this time of year,
Yes.
we are excited because August 1st, as we went through grade school and high school, we would like count down to August, to get to August 1st, because we know that was the day that football practice would begin.
Yes.
So we had a count. We had a coach that counted down the days. We have 31 more days left before football season, and we get excited because from August 1st to December, if they made it to the playoffs, we was like, I told anybody, as a parent, you're on tour because your Friday nights and Saturday nights, they're not yours no more.
Yes.
So the next how many years, they're not yours for fall season because you're taking your child to football practice and or you're taking them to a football game.
Yes.
So it was a routine. And then all of a sudden, over the years, I got excited. Like Friday night, I got my jersey. His dad had his jersey. Brother had jersey. Everybody, family members, friends, we all had jerseys. And we went to the games. And when we got to high school, it was just, oh my God, it was out of sight. It was just, it was like Friday night lights.
Yeah.
Every Friday night. It was just how. That's the truth. That's true.
Now, Latanya, let me ask this question: What was and what continues to be a major challenge for you as a mother, a parent of a football player?
Making sure that he stays healthy.
Okay.
Mentally and physically.
Okay.
We, parents, we on the sideline watching a child play the game that they love so much and has so much passion for, but you want to make sure that they are not getting hurt.
Yes.
Along the way of playing their games. You're very, I sit in the back, oh my God, go ahead, go. But when they make tackles and all this other stuff that goes along with it, you're just praying out to help step off the ground. And, you don't want no concussions. You don't want this, you don't want that. But, but if they're playing this game, you have to expect the unexpected because it happens. And, I just pray each time before the games. We just pray to make sure that you stay covered during difficult times. And yes, there were times where things did happen that was out of our control, but you healed and you kept it going because at some point it becomes a job.
Yes.
It becomes a job. And respectfully so, as even to this day, I say this is his job.
Yes.
As a professional, like, oh, Miss Clinton, it's his job. Regardless of how you think of it, he's still my son, my child, but he has a job to do because he's just like a surgeon or a lawyer or a maintenance man. It's a job. It's his career. Let me put it that way. Let me rephrase that. It's his career.
Yes.
And it's a career that he chose to do. So, I just support him every which way that I can, being a mom. But as time goes on, parents have to let their son and or daughter make their own choices and decisions and stand in the background and not interfere because we can be like sometimes overbearing.
Yes.
So sometimes you let your son or daughter, do their thing that's comfortable for them because I'm not playing this game. He is.
Yes.
Only thing I can do, and not for anyone, I am his biggest supporter. I'm not a fan because I'm his mom.
Yes.
I'm his biggest supporter. Whatever he does, wherever he goes, I will support him in his profession.
Now, let me ask this question. You had mentioned earlier about the biggest challenge was checking in on him in terms of his mental health. Well, now that he's a professional player, how do you, as his mother, check in on his his health, his mental health, when there's supposed to be a staff and a team of professional support that checks in on him regarding his health? How do you do that now?
Well, let me just say this. That's a good question. But as a mom, as a mother,
yes,
there's nothing like a mother. Mother's love, mother's support, regardless of any profession that they have behind the scenes.
Yes.
And I always had this vision that if I had one day, if I could go in and be a motivational person, the mother figure for the mothers that can't be there or for whatever reason,
yes,
I would love to be that mom to go in And because I'm like a school mom now, because I'm an educator,
Yes.
I would like to be that mom to go into the locker rooms and give that mommy speech to them and let them know their mom is still there with them in spirit. I still check in on a daily basis, well, not daily basis, but regularly. And we don't talk about his profession. We talk about other things. And I know how to check in on him by his conversation that he's having with me. And I can determine if he's having a good day, bad day, or if he's having some difficulty somewhere or something's going on. I can sense that being mom.
Yes.
And we're just hone and have a conversation. And then I will let him tell me, you know, how was it, this, that, and the third, and how was it going? How you feeling? You talk about something. And pretty much that's how it normally goes. Because you don't want to be overbearing. We'll make their own decisions. But I always want to be, and I tell anyone, I remain in mom mode.
Yes.
Because he needs mom, you know, at that time. Because you have enough people behind the scenes, quote unquote, supporting. We don't really know because it's what? I mean, players on team 32 or what, I don't remember it is. How can one person mentor or satisfy the needs of that mothering
Yes.
to all those grown men? You can't.
Yes.
So, you know, I give a motivational text every single solitary game that he plays. Every game. I send a motivational text to him before the game, a prayer or just a mother son, and then afterwards as well. Job well done, regardless of how the outcome may be. So that's how I do. I still show my support because, you know, you don't really have, sometimes you just call, you really don't have to have a conversation. They just want to hear your voice.
Yes.
They just want to see a text, or they just want to see that, or get next to him to see that you okay. He's secure now. He feel better because he sees mom.
Yes.
And I feel the same way. You know, I feel if I need to lay eyes on my children.
Yes.
You know, regardless of how old they get, mothers, fathers, they want to lay eyes on their kids, regardless of what profession. I want to see you in your face. I want to see that connection.
Yes.
And I want to make sure that you are mentally okay. If I see there's something off, and I'm going to, you know, we're going to, hey, what's going on? We're going to have a conversation about whatever I think it may be. And they'll nail, you know, because as you get older, you don't want, oh, my mom's in my business. Or, you know, they want to handle it on their own. But everyone, even adults, even us, needs someone to talk to about a situation. So as a mother, I'm still mom, regardless how many years he'll still be in this game. I still remain in mom mode. I in the business, but not really in the business because that's his business. And as a young man, he handles his personal business how he handles it. And he's not he's not out here splurging all over the place. He learned that in an early age to be mindful of your spending, be mindful of your money. So I'm glad that he is the way he is with his funds. But I'm on the sideline. I'm always watching. I'm always here. He knows that. That mom is always here. Mom is going to always be there. Yes, I am. I don't care if you go to the moon and play and come back. I'm going to go where you go. I'm going to support wherever you may go. I'm going there with you. I'll be there in spirit, and I'll reach through the cell phone, or through a text message. You will always know. I always send you something uplifting and motivating, always, regardless, because your kids need to hear that you're there. You know, I didn't just give you up to the NFL world professional. Like, oh, I'm done. He's good. No, because any sport, any profession can be very challenging, very political, it's very stressful.
Let me ask this question, going back to personal business. When he had a chance to select his agent, did he confide in you in terms of, do you like this agent? What advice did you and your husband, you and his father give him on selecting of an agent? How did that go?
Well, at that time, we had selected, I had selected a person I thought it was would be a good fit for him. Turns out it wasn't a good fit, as he thought. And then Corey had selected someone on his own that he thought was a good fit for him.
Yes.
Because, you know, we all make the mistake of thinking a person is a good fit because of how long you've known that person.
Yes.
But they're not good a fit for your child. Put it like that.
Understood.
And learn from your mistakes. But he's connected now with someone that, is doing what he needs, meet his needs.
Yes.
Because as parents, we always think, we know what's best for our kids, but sometimes we don't.
Yes.
And then, I had to, apologize. Like, I thought that would be a good fit for you, but it wasn't. So, and, it wasn't a bad, how can I put it? It wasn't a bad departing, but it was just like, no, this is not going to fit. It's just not a good fit because you need someone that fits your needs. And that's with anything. That's being a parent, period. We look at situations and we think what's the best for our kid, but sometimes as parents, we're human beings. We mess up too.
Mm-hmm.
We mess up too. And, we learn and bounce back from that mistake. We're not perfect, but what you think is the best for your child at that time may not be the best for your child. And they may thought, no, that doesn't work. This does work this way. Okay, you know what? I messed up. Let's go this way. And if you feel comfortable enough and you're happy with your decision, I'm there to back you up.
Now let me ask this question. So at what point did you know that your son was pro material and pro worthy? At what point did you know that?
Honestly, Kevin, it never really entered my mind.
Okay.
To be perfectly honest with you. When he went away to school, I can honestly say, both of them fed off each other. Well, my oldest actually geared towards what he was doing now.
Yes.
Because my son was a quarterback,
yes.
And they both had played. So, I didn't even think about pro. Honestly, I guess until he got to college, and that's when they start talking about pro.
Yes.
He got a full ride. So he had full ride to several different colleges. But he selected the one. I told him, select the one that makes you feel like home to you. And he selected the university of his choice.
Yes. And
I was happy that he went that route. And I was out there like twice a month. But for me, that was the highlight. For football, for me, was the highlight of him playing college ball. It was just a beautiful experience.
Yes.
But him, making the papers when he was in South Jersey, making the papers every week, making an inquiry. And I was just like, oh, he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Okay. And he got invited to, you have to get in. I have to tell the young men when I was teaching, you have to get invited to these events. You just don't show up and say, I'm going to play and be a pro football player.
Yeah.
You don't. You got to be selected.
Absolutely.
You have to get an invitation.
Yes.
And that's what he did. He went through the process, got selected, and he went through the tryouts and all that. I said, okay. I said, this one, okay. But he told me, he told us that he wanted to be a professional football player.
Okay.
When he was little.
Okay. And so
he told us that. He told us that, and he told us what he was going to have before he was 30, and it came to life.
Now, but I'm saying once he told you that this was going to be his career, right? What was your response, and what kind of motivational mode did you go in to support him at that time?
Oh, well, we had extra training.
Okay.
Make sure you ate the best trainers. Make sure you ate well, slept well, and make sure your study was on point. I was just happy that this is what he wanted to do.
Okay.
I was just a big supporter of him. If we needed extra training with this, if he needed, he got invited to many camps for football, to build up his skills before the season started. We were just there.
Okay.
We were just, and when I say we, not just myself and his father, but the community,
yes,
saw in him as well. Like, if, for instance, if I couldn't do something because I'm coming from work and trying to do this and come home, but I'm going to be running late, I could call one of the coaches or one of my girlfriends would pick him up and take him to practice. So it wasn't just like me and his dad. It was a community. Our community that we lived in helped us out a great deal of getting him where he needs to be. And the motivation was there, and everyone, poured into him and my other son as well. But he had this drive that it was in his blood that he was destined to go to the NFL. Yes. And he said he was going there. I said, okay. what I need to do.
Yeah.
And we did it. We did it. We just gave him all the support that he needed, and that was on the table.
Now, my question, and let's fast forward. So he's with the Eagles. He gets a Super Bowl ring with the Eagles. As a mom, what were your thoughts that your son gets a Super Bowl ring with the Eagles? What was that like?
Oh my goodness.
What was that
was, oh my, I was there when it all unfolded.
Yes.
I was there. It was the biggest, oh my goodness. Oh, it was so, it was overwhelming. It was just, I was ecstatic. I was like, he got this. He said he was going to get a ring before he was 30, and he did.
Yes.
He did. And I was happy because he went undrafted, and he proved, being the underdog, that it can be done.
Yes.
He played an important part. He was a piece of puzzle in the Super Bowl. And when he got it, it was very emotional. And I was just like, he was like, Mom, I can't believe. I said, me either. This is oh my God. Like, are you serious? Like, this is the first thing in Philadelphia. And I'm like, oh my God, this family. I'm like, oh my God, we actually, from Philly, and, we were excited, and he had his ring. And then I went to ring night with him, and he got the ring. They gave out the ring. And it was just so, oh my God, I was just full of pride and joy for him that he got what he asked for, because he worked so hard to get where he's at now.
Yes.
I was just full of joy for him. And,
awesome.
I'm just happy that he got what he wants. And I said, you know what? You speak it. It came into existence. You got it. No one can ever take it away from you.
Yes.
You earned it. So guess what? You're good.
Yes.
I'm just happy for him.
Now, while we were prepping for this interview, you had mentioned that one of the things that you would love to do, and you mentioned part of it. You said that you would love to do a seminar or a workshop where you would talk to some of the professional ball players, particularly the rookies, and you would kind of share with them some of the things that they need to stay away from, right? Can you share with us again what that would look like if you were to do these workshops or seminars, and why are you interested in doing such, and why is there a need to do such? I'm sorry for such a long question.
Well, when you get close to it, you get up close and personal with everything.
Yes.
What people don't see. People see the glitz and the glam,
yes,
on the field. Behind the scenes is something totally different.
Yes.
Because when you're a student athlete, there is so much that comes with that. It's a package that comes with that no one expects. It's like a present, and you about to open that present. You don't know what's in that box.
Yes.
You don't know what to expect at all.
Yes.
Walking, taking him, taking him to college and leaving him on campus to the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I, as a mom, got on the plane and cried like a baby, because it was like, I'm leaving my child in a whole different state, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Yes.
But he's turned out to be fine. His first year, I learned from an interview that he did that he didn't think that he was going to make it through his first year because of the studying and the football at the same time. Being a student athlete is very, very hard. When you don't have your family near you, that's when it's the hardest, because you cannot, come home and look me in the face. And I'm like, okay, what happened today? And, or go up in your room and mom and dad are downstairs and trying, be there. We're your comfort zone. And when you go away off to college, you don't have that comfort zone going. It's like, especially when you go far away, we're not an hour or two away. We're 12 to 15 hours away. I will go in, if I had a seminar to talk to the rookies, I'll be like, listen, let me just tell you from day one, you're going to miss your family and your friends.
Yes.
You're happy that you're here for the moment, but your first semester probably be your hardest semester. Why? Because you are in an unknown territory. You don't know what to expect. This right here is different from high school. This is so different from high school. No one is going to call you. No one is going to baby you. You can't run home to mom and dad and throw your helmet on the sideline because you didn't get a touchdown or you didn't get a pass or something. There's none of that. When you finish when you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you have to go to training. Then after that, you have to go to class. And after that, you have to go back and do the work. Then after that, you have to go back into more training. Then after that, you have to start over again, getting, maybe 3 or 4 hours sleep. Can you handle that? Because at that point, it's a breaking point. Mom is not there. Dad is not there. Mom and dad might not even call you for the first 2 weeks because you might not be able to call anybody because you're too busy trying to get acclimated to the system of where you at.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk. You can't speak to anybody because you're like, oh my God, you're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to get lost on campus. You might want to call it quits because guess what? Wherever you're going right now, you are the baby of the bunch because you are the freshman. So freshmen is freshman things that you're going to do on your team that you may not have done because you just came off being big top dog at high school. But now you back down being a freshman again. So now you might have to carry all the helmets back to the locker room because they picked you because you are the new kid on the block.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of stuff that goes into it that parents don't see. Yeah, unless you have someone that you had before you in the generation before you, yes, they can talk to you about it. But if you are a parent, a guardian, and this is your child going off to school, son or daughter, you don't know the back end of it unless you're there, unless you're talking to them about it. Because a lot of kids suppress things that happen in college or school or whatever. I would let them know. I would be that person. I would like to be that mom or whatever title you're going to give me. Listen, I need to go talk to Miss Clement for a second. Can I be excused for 1 second and have a private conversation with me and say, I know I can't call home right now because right now I don't want to worry my mom or my dad about this. But can I talk to you real quick about I'm having this issue with this subject or I'm having an issue maintaining, managing my schedule for football and studies. What would you suggest? And this and the other. And I would give them a talk in regards to the mom talk, however your mom is. Because I always get, you sound like my mom, it's like my mom. Yeah, but my mom. That's how all moms basically think almost alike.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have that mom talk with you and get that courage going back up. Like, listen, you're here for a reason. You're here for a season. And guess what? You're going to make it. You just got to put in the work again. But this time, this go around is going to be difficult because you're aiming for a goal. Some of you are here for your education. Some of you are here to make it to the next level, which is the professional level. And you're going to have to push yourself much harder because guess what? You're here and there's other colleges around as well doing the same thing that you're doing, and you all got to compete. So you have to stay focused and stay in your lane and keep your blinders on.
Absolutely.
At all times doing the football thing. So I would give that speech to them and like, listen, don't let up. Don't let your foot off the pedal. And I said, because the next 3 years that you're here, you're going to be competing against somebody every single year because behind you is another top dog that's coming in from another school. He's a big man on campus. Now he's a freshman and you're the sophomore.
Yeah.
And this goes on and it goes on. But when Corey went to university, he didn't redshirt because some kids redshirt. He did not. He was the third running back at the university where he went to. He went on the field and he was determined, I'm not redshirting, I am playing. And he did play and he did make the paper the first week he played as a true freshman. So he went in with everything, his focus, his blinders on. He was not playing, And I was just told him, I said, I'm here for you if you need me. When you first went off to college, of course, Bonnie comes back upset. I'm crying, oh my God, my son is away. But my oldest son said, Mom, he has a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
My son Steven was like, Mom, he has a job to do. And you got to let him do his job. I said, you know what? You're right. So by the time I got back home, I'm expecting him to call me. So I'm home. I didn't get a phone call. So I said, okay, well, let me see. Is he going to call today or not? So I let the day go by and the next day go by. So I said, okay, are you okay? We down here on State Street. Me and some of my teammates, I'm good. I said, oh, you're good. I said, okay then. I'm thinking I'm good. So I gave him some breathing room, for a couple weeks. I didn't call him. And then he wound up calling me. He said, what, you forgot about me? I said, no, I didn't forget about you. I said, I was giving you your space. That you enjoy your freedom, being a college student. I didn't want to be that mom on your neck every 24 hours. So I just let you, breathe for a minute. He said, no, I'm good. I said, okay, just, check in. So that's when I started checking in. Not football, checking in, but, I'll give a text message and say, hey, how's it going? You good? Need anything? We had myself, we had his godparents, aunts and uncles, all of us, sending care packages and being there for him for just support, period. So he had a great support system.
Does he?
That kept him going.
Does he still have that same support system now that he's a professional?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Now, is the conversation different now that he's a professional? Is the conversation
of course
different? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's different in a way of whereabouts now that you're in the public eye. You have to more or less watch out for people, and people that weren't there before come out the woodwork now, type of thing is what I instilled in him to watch your surroundings.
Yes.
People that come in that were never there from day one. Now all of a sudden you're coming out the woodwork.
Yes.
People, and as he flourished in his career, I would have to not say, but I would say those things like, listen, guys, when he comes in, let's talk about something else other than football. Because it's life outside of football. Like,
Absolutely.
talk about something else, because you want to do this when you see him. You want to talk about football? No, because that to me for me it was like a turn off. It's like, the only thing you want to talk to me about is football. Now, do you do the same thing with the surgeon? Every time you talk to a surgeon, you talked about the brains and the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have a different conversation with him. Like, when we are together, we're not talking about that. We're talking about music. We're talking about whatever else. But I don't bring up football. I let him bring it to me.
Got you.
I let him bring it to me, because he don't want, like, every time. Oh man, like I get it. Where we live at, that they remember when and all of this stuff. That's wonderful. But when you go to the store, you just want to go to the store.
Yeah.
And then, so you know what I'm saying? Like, you're in this area, like, oh, I got a song. Oh, and I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
And aren't you so and so? Yeah, I get that. I'm like, yeah, and I keep it going. I'm like, yeah, I'm polite,
Yeah.
But as a young man, sometimes young men don't know how to handle that when you go back to your hometown, because it's very overwhelming, and people sometimes expect things of you. But when you really get down to it, you're just who you are. You're the same person.
Yes.
You're just in a different level now. You just went in and you perfected your craft.
Yes.
Become a professional football player like a singer would.
Yes.
I'm the same person. So let's talk about what we talked about before I left with football. Leave that on the sideline, and let's talk about something else like we used to talk back in the day.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
But you also know the reality. It's your son is doing something that a lot of us have not been able to do. So it's that connection that they want to talk about. Is that connection that they want to be a part of? Because again, some of them are genuinely interested in the success of your son, and others are genuinely interested in finding out how can they prosper from your son and not necessarily even care about your son. So I can see why people always want to be around that superstardom opportunity. Yeah. Now let me ask this question and you know this, the life and career of an NFL player is short. What is your son interested in doing after his career is over?
He has an array of, oh God, he has doors that he can go anywhere and that will open up for him.
Okay.
Coaching.
Okay.
Commentator.
Yes.
I think he might be a commentator. He speaks very well. He has that it factor.
Yes.
For him. He loves coaching as well. I can being a coach also. But he has his degrees, but he can go anywhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to his college to coach or whatever. But he loves the game of football.
Okay.
He'll be a commentator, probably a football commentator or something like that. But there is life after football that he has his eyes set on, and wherever he goes, he can go wherever. And like you said, I tell him now, this is just like any profession. This is your job. It's a job.
Yes.
Do the best that you can do.
Absolutely.
With what is given to you.
Yes.
Make the most of it and move on. I said, listen, what you have done, what you have accomplished, some men in the profession that you're in have never accomplished.
Yes. At
all.
Yes. So
you have something that can never be taken away from you. You will forever go down in history books. Us as a family will be the first family
yes.
in the Philadelphia area to go down in history with that Super Bowl. So you're good. He's good, and I'm just happy for him that he got his I can't say what he worked hard for it. Yes. His ring that he earned, I'm glad he has that. And guess what? Everything else is just gravy.
Now, let me ask this question. So, in terms of, because you mentioned, his hometown, and you mentioned giving back. What are some of the things that you and the family and your son do to give back to the community?
Well, my son goes out, speaks at different events.
Yes.
He had did an event last month or 2 months ago for a company at the mall. So he does signing, autographs, and
Yes.
things of that nature. And Christmas, Thanksgiving, wherever he's needed at, he'll go and
Yes.
show support, wherever that may be. My oldest, he did in the past. He went to the high school, did some music, did some reading to the class.
Okay.
I do speaking engagements here and there, motivating young people. I
Yes.
still do to this
Yes.
every day. I don't think they'll ever leave our side
Okay.
because we're just community based. We give back by giving our knowledge, our love,
Yes.
support. Shout out to our community for being there for us. I think me personally, I'm always pouring into. I give back. I say my give back is me teaching, being an
Yes.
educator on how and what not to do if you plan on going to be a professional player.
Yes.
Basically, that's my contribution because I was sought out for my position where I was the school that I was previously at on social media,
Yes.
and was brought into a situation where they thought I'd be a good fit because of my son and what he had contributed, and how did I contribute to him being who he was or who he is.
Yes.
And it was a good fit, and it's just knowledge based, like I would tell anyone, we as parents, and we all do, we get caught up in the glitz and the glam of the light camera action, but behind the scenes, like I tell you, do not. I told a parent, let your child, son or daughter, visit as many colleges as they can. Like when I was teaching this year, I pushed my kids out the classroom. I said, go. I don't even want to see your faces. Go, because you won't know until you know. Go and compare. You have to compare. Oranges to oranges, apples to apples, or orange and apple. You have to compare to see what you really want to do. You can't stay behind. Oh, I don't want to go. No, you have to go. You got to get out of my class and go. And they come in, oh, Ms. Clement, thank you so much for pushing me to go because now I decide between these colleges, this is where I would like to be. Oh, well, good. I'm glad. Aren't you glad I pushed you out? Yes. So I think everyone has their calling. That's my calling. Because this year I can honestly say that my graduating class of this year we had 25 students. Oh, my first top 25, where I could honestly say I taught.
Yes.
They went on to do great things, and not just saying everyone went to college. No, when I say great things, that means everyone was either going to college, post-secondary school, military, working, doing something that they like to do.
Yes.
We set them up nicely so that when they got out in the working world or in the real world, as you say, they were prepared.
Yes.
And I like to have anyone's child, my own and others, prepared. Like I had when they were growing up, a lot of their friends came to me, I'm just going to do this and this, that, and the third, or I'm not too sure, because you have a lot of parents that don't know.
Yes.
They just don't. And there's nothing wrong with you don't know, but who do you ask is going to really give you the true story? Because in colleges are just like, let's say you're shopping, and recruiters, admission recruiters, like salespeople. You know what I'm saying? They're going to show you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They're
Absolutely.
salespeople. They're going to show you. Everyone's going to show you their best side when you're applying to that college. They're going to show you the best of the best, and this is this, that, and this is wonderful. But I was been in education for so long, and I was a recruiter for so long. You couldn't pull that with me. I'm like, okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Yes.
And his dad was like, here she goes. I said, yep, here I go. So I got some questions for you. And I will pull out mine, and I will have 10 questions that I will ask. And they looking at me like, oh, wow. I said, yes, I'm on point. And so
you're ready.
Let's talk about this. And I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I was ready for each school. And it's like, wow, and Corey was appreciative of hey, Mom. I said, I'm just letting you know because I'm in this field, so I know what the questions to ask.
Absolutely.
And I will I will hold a seminar and tell parents, these are the necessary questions that you need to ask these colleges that your son or daughter are applying to
Yes.
or going to see. Please don't get caught up in, oh my God, this dorm room is so pretty and the lunchroom is this and this and that. You need to know type of teacher, professor. You need to know classroom size. You need to know, are they going to have advisors for when they can go and talk to they're having difficulties in this place. You need to know all these. These are the essential things that you need to hone in on when you're looking at this particular college, because it may be overwhelming. It may be too big for your son or daughter, or it may not be enough for your son or daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So we get caught up in they got a full ride, 4 different schools. I said, that's wonderful. But which one do you feel is the right fit for you?
Now, Latanya,
The right fit for you.
I got to ask you a question, and please don't be offended.
What's that?
Did you ever consider your son going to a historical Black college?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course. Of course.
Now my next question is, had he gone to a historical Black college, would the opportunity be there similar to what the opportunities were for this time that he's
Good
pursuing?
question. Yes, that's a great question. I can say this. It would have been. I can say this. We're not probably being as open.
Okay.
When I say that, compared to the colleges you could have went to, you have more than necessary.
Okay.
And he didn't want to get lost in the mix. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So
sometimes you make, yeah.
Now, I was going to say, let's do this with the time that we have left, because we've been talking all around your son, but we've never, just for the sake of you, we've never said your son complete name.
Oh.
No, and
Clement?
Yeah, and I was doing that because I wanted to respect you. So let's do this all over. You are the mother of Corey Clement. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
Thank you, Mom. I wanted you to say that.
See how I go around it though?
Yeah. And listen, these days you have to protect your son at all costs. And so he got his rookie season, as I'm told by you, he got his Super Bowl ring with the Philadelphia Eagles. Fantastic. Now where did he go to college?
He went to the University of Wisconsin.
Come on now, that's a football factory now. Come on now.
University of Wisconsin.
Yeah, come on now. All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Mom. So listen, with the time that we have left, I'm going to allow you to use this platform to give some shout outs and to give some final thoughts on the so-called game of life and having a son who's a professional athlete. Give us some of your shout outs now, Mom.
I would like to personally shout out my son.
Yes.
Stephen Clement is my oldest. He's an up-and-coming artist.
Yes.
Corey Clement is the football NFL. Their dad.
Yes.
My family, their godmom.
Yes.
The goddads, the aunts, the uncles. Let's see. Let me go with because everyone would love to hear their names.
Yes.
We have godmom Cecilia, we have godmom Sissy, we have goddad Chris, we have Pop, we have my mom Betty, my mom Donna, Aunt Kim, Uncle John, Uncle Will, his uncle Curtis, his goddad Larry,
yes.
His godmom Shonda, goddad Tracy. We have so many friends. I can't name them all, but all of my friends, all my girlfriends, and they know who they are.
Yes.
In the neighborhood, Glassboro, big shout out to Glassboro. Big shout out because where it all began.
Yes.
That was always the family. University of Wisconsin, NFL period.
Yes.
Everyone, if I left you out, charge it to my mind, not my heart.
Okay.
But I have my close friends that, they hang out. Also, got my Jamila too as well. I can't forget her because she makes her salads nutritious meals for my son when he comes home.
Okay.
So we can't forget that. But just and move everything. You just live, love, and laugh to the fullest
Absolutely.
that you can
Absolutely.
with life.
Yes.
I always always say when I do my little skills on Facebook, live, love, and laugh because it's so good for the heart, especially good for the soul.
Yes.
I actually mean that because you never know when your last day is going to be here. Just live it to the fullest.
Yes.
If you need information or if you have a senior in high school, a junior or senior high school, they can go to my Facebook page. They can DM me and let me know if they have any questions about what they're about to embrace.
Yes.
I have the senior seminar ebook that I'm about to finish getting that together online.
Yes.
So you can have step by step, but also I would like to do webinars and seminars in person to give them the in-person touch on what it actually is to have that son or daughter in school and what to expect. Because
Yes.
it's unexpected, especially if your child is the first child in the family going off and going away,
Yes.
because it's an emotional roller coaster for the entire family.
Absolutely.
It's not just for, it's not just for one person. It's for the entire family. Oh, can you get that? I got wait a minute. Stop it to pop up. I think I said Calvin. That's pop up Calvin.
Yes.
And I'll shout out to my dad who don't want to hear Curtis, who was watching from above.
Okay.
So we got, we have we have a big community here.
Yes.
Of individuals that love to support him, ups and downs. But and I would tell people as well, a lot of people have high expectations of him, which is great. But however, sometimes those expectations may not get met, or
Yes.
something may come into play.
Yes.
We have to let our young professional individuals, whatever profession they are in, let them be them
Yes.
24/7. Let them be who they are when you met them before they became who they are right now,
Yes.
because it can be very overwhelming. No one wants to talk. And like you said, people are excited because he's close to this game and this and the other. But sometimes we all, as human beings, have to step back and take a minute, a breather, and be like, you know what? And people don't do it intentionally. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes you have to step back and say, you know what? Let's be talk to this young man about something else that you might be tired of talking about his profession. Let's talk about something else. And you may get a better reaction, or just like, good, they see me for who I am,
Yes.
which is Corey Clement. When you first met me, when I was a little boy running around with the ball, let's talk about something else I used to do back in the day, like skating or something.
Yeah.
Remember that people are we're all human beings.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, regardless of your profession, you're just going to sit down and just have a coconut smile or whatever, and just laugh and just talk about life in general,
Yeah.
whatever, the dog, whatever. Because sometimes talking about your profession can be tiresome.
Absolutely.
When you know that you got to do it over. Listen, I don't want to talk about that right now. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to talk about school. Nope. We're going to talk about something else. Let's talk about some hair and makeup or something. But we're not talking about school because it can be overwhelming. So I just telling you, any young person, live life to the fullest. Go after what your dreams are, what
Yes.
your goals are. Put on your blinders. Stay focused. Stay on track. Stay
Yes.
prayed up, and you'll be good.
Yes. Latanya.
Mhm. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So listen, publicly, I want to wish you nothing but success with your workshop, your seminars, and the ebook that you talked about.
Thank you.
Also, your son is welcome on the platform, but we wish him nothing but success as well. And
I appreciate that.
thank you. And the other thing is, I keep the platform open for you. If you would like to come on board to share additional information, we would love to have you. So
Love to have you there. Thank you.
Yeah, so hold on just for a second, because I want to wrap this up, but then I also want
Okay.
to share some other things with you. But Latanya, thank you for being on the episode today. And this has been Kevin for the Entrepreneur Enclave. We'll talk and text to you then.
That concludes another episode of the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. If you have any questions or comments about any of our episodes, please call 609-731-9311 or email kevin@minding-our-business.com. We look forward to joining us for our next one. Until next time.